Hi guys, this is Gunners Daily and today's question is Arsenal really becoming a mid-table club? I know. Some of you are probably thinking, no way mate, this is just another clickbait video with bombastic title. Of course we are never going to be a mid-table team, we are Arsenal Football Club for fuck's sake. No, the truth is, Arsenal is really struggling these past few seasons. And I'm not talking about some current or occasional drop in form here and there. I'm talking about the club situation over these last few years. We are now almost certainly entering into our fourth season without the Champions League football. And to be more precise, for better or worse, there's a big chance they're not even going to qualify for the Europa League. Arsenal, a club that had a run of 19 successive UEFA Champions League campaigns under Arsene Wenger, is now failing to get into Europa League places, let alone Champions League. How is that possible? We can say that the downfall started in the 2016-17 season. Don't get me wrong, the club's been in the free fall for some time now, but that season was crucial in my opinion. Just a season before that, Arsenal could have, or we can say should have, won the Premier League title. After almost 2/3 of the season played, Arsenal was second on the table only behind Leicester City, who they were expecting on the Emirates. The game was tied at 1-1 in the 94th minute of the match, and then this happened.
Ozil clips it in. Welbeck! There's your fairy tale. Danny Welbeck back and scoring the most melodramatic, title-turning goal of his dreams.
Everyone thought the same thing. This is it. This is finally the year Arsenal is going to win the Premier League title. Other than Leicester, all of Arsenal's rivals had a year to forget. And of course, after that last-minute win over Leicester, Arsenal was full of confidence and they won all 12 of their remaining games in the league and became a Premier League champions for the first time since the 2003-2004 season. Just kidding, of course they fucked it up. Arsenal being Arsenal, this is what really happened after the Leicester game. So, long story short, to this day, that was the last time Arsenal was a real contender, if not favourite during that season for the Premier League title. But let's get back to that 2016-17 season, cause in my opinion, that's when the real decline started. They got knocked out of the Champions League by Bayern Munich in that shameful 10-2 defeat after 2 games. Just let me say this, as Arsenal fans through the years, we have really seen some abysmal and catastrophic performances during these last 10 years or so. But that 10-2 defeat was really something else. 10-2. Just try to say it out loud. Anyway, fans were not happy with Arsene Wenger and the team, and this time it was for real. More and more fans wanted to see some changes in the club before it was too late. The atmosphere improved a little bit after that FA Cup final win over Chelsea, and in some way, that win bought Arsene Wenger one more season to try and straighten the ship back on the right path. By the way, I made a video about the 2016-17 Arsenal FA Cup winning squad and where are they now, so if you're interested, I'll leave the link in the description, so feel free to check it out. Okay, there's one more thing that we didn't mention that happened during that season. Arsenal finished 5th, and for the first time in almost 20 years, Arsenal failed to secure a place in the Champions League for the next season. Till this day, almost 4 years later, Arsenal never featured in the Champions League again, and to be honest, I don't even expect them to challenge for the top 4 finish in the next year or two, at least. And that's how much the things changed over the years. During the 2017-18 season, it became more obvious than ever that something needed to change. Premier League sponsors and commercial deals started giving the clubs more money than ever before, and therefore their spending power got much bigger. It's been a long time since there were only few clubs in the league that could buy a player for big money and then throw him some massive wage, while the mid-table and bottom clubs were struggling with their finances. With more and more money coming through the league, competition was bigger and better than ever. Arsenal finished that season in the 6th place. Board decided it was time for a new era, and Arsene Wenger was given a well-deserved farewell at the end of the season. With the appointment of the new coach, Unai Emery, there was a lot of hype about the 2018-19 season. Unfortunately, Arsenal once again finished 5th, but with the upcoming Europa League final game versus Chelsea, they still had a pretty good shot of reaching the Champions League after being out for 2 years. Arsenal absolutely destroyed Chelsea in that final game, and after the game their coach Maurizio Sarri even said that he wasn't sure if they were playing against Arsenal or the 2009 Barcelona team. He even thought about suing Arsenal because he was convinced that they were being coached by Pep Guardiola camouflaged with the Unai Emery face. Just kidding, of course they fucked it up. After losing 4-1 to Chelsea in that controversial final being played in Baku, once again there was that familiar feeling amongst the fans. No one expected something big to happen overnight, but something changed after that final game in Baku. Supporters were not sure anymore if there is any progress being made under Unai Emery and was he really the right man for the job. But okay, let's give the guy one more season for fuck's sake. He only came here 1 year ago. He knows the drill now.
Well, you know about a double four, you know about Rambo's twinning, none, slap that off, ching him, my name start ringing.
What the expectations of the club for his second season are. Maybe some other time, cause honestly, I don't have the strength right now to go through how and why did it come to this. Long story short, Unai Emery was fired as Arsenal manager after less than 2 years in charge, with failing to win in their last 7 games. It was the club's worst run since 1992.
You said it was a game you had to win. Obviously that hasn't happened. What do you make of what you've seen this evening?
Good evening.
Freddie Ljungberg was the head coach for a short time, but Arsenal already started looking for their next long-term manager for the future. They decided to go with Miguel Arteta. First of all, I just want to say that, all jokes aside, I fully support Miguel Arteta and I really hope that he will succeed at Arsenal. He arguably has the toughest job out of all managers in the Premier League at the moment, and he is completely aware of it. The club is really struggling at the moment, and this has been their worst season in the last 30 years or so. Problem with most of the Arsenal fans is, they expect the club to challenge every year. Don't get me wrong, we all want to see our club challenge and compete for all the trophies every single season, but at the same time, we have to be realistic. With the likes of Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham, and even clubs like Wolverhampton and Everton that are spending and investing big money into their teams every summer, Premier League is becoming more competitive than ever. And even if you know that Arsenal is a big club in every way you look at it, with the owner Sten Kroenke, they are just simply refusing to spend the same money during transfer period as much as these other clubs are spending. Premier League is tougher than ever, and we have to be realistic. I believe that Miguel Arteta is the man who can truly shake this squad upside down, but it's not going to happen overnight. Downfall that Arsenal's having since the 2016-17 season is not something that you can change in a few months' time. To make things worse, I don't see any of the competition slowing down anytime soon. Chelsea already bought a couple of excellent players in Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech. They have a young squad and they are playing great football at the moment. That will only get better with time. Manchester United is starting to look like they are changing for the better, and we can be sure that they are going to spend big again this summer. Tottenham is in a grey zone at the moment while having a really bad season. But even they are having better season than Arsenal, and with Mourinho being there for the second year, they are probably going to improve during summer. Year after year, Leicester City is proving that they are here to stay. They have been making some excellent signings these past few years, and their squad is already competitive. They are going to play in the Champions League next season, and Brendan Rodgers just already said this is only the beginning. Even Wolverhampton is proving to be a pretty good team this season. They lack some of the consistency, sure, but they have a great manager and they are getting better and better every year. Manchester City and Liverpool are miles ahead of everyone else in the league right now, and it's probably going to stay that way for the next season. We can see that Everton is getting much better under Carlo Ancelotti, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them get even better next year. Newcastle takeover is most likely happening anytime soon, and when that happens, they too will start competing and challenging in the next few years. All of these top clubs are in front of Arsenal on the Premier League table this season, and to be honest, Arsenal really didn't deserve anything more this year. They are in the 9th place at the moment, and I would be lying if I said that they are currently better than any of these clubs in front of them, because they're not. They have been bang average throughout the season, and I think we would all be more happy if they miss out on the Europa League football for the next season and simply focus more on the league. Now, take a look at all these teams and tell me, which one of them are you really confident about finishing behind Arsenal next season? Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to be deluded as always, and keep that little hope inside me that they can actually win the Premier League title like every year. But on the real note, it is a long road to recovery, and at the moment of writing this, unfortunately, Arsenal is exactly where it needs to be, and that's mid-table, or to be more precise, 9th place. Like I said, the club has been in the free fall for some time now. I don't believe they can be any worse or go lower on the table next season. This is not a phase. This is not a simple drop in form or something like that. This is the reality. Years and years of bad management and catastrophic decisions have brought us here today. And the answer is yes. At the moment, Arsenal is more of a mid-table club rather than the club that's going to be challenging for the Champions League places or let alone for the title. So, what do you think? How much longer will we have to wait for Arsenal to become a great team again? And do you think Arteta is the right man for the job? Tell us in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. If you liked my video, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more quality content. Peace.